everyone, my name is Morgan. This is my channel, Pisces Paperbacks, and today I want to talk about my TBR for the zodiacathon. The zodiacathon is a readathon that I believe is happening from March 19th to the 25th, and it is astrology themed, and this specific time that they're doing it, I think it's like the third round of it or something like that, is Lilith. It's like dark theme. So it's all about the Lilith, which I thought was so cool, and I just wanted to get involved. The first challenge for the readathon is to read a book that's based on a challenge decided by your Lilith sign. So I am a Leo Lilith, and the challenge from the readathon for that is to read a book with me, myself, and I in the title. For this challenge, I'm going to be reading I Wish You All the Best by Deaver. This is about a non-binary teen who I believe comes out and is kicked out of their parents' house and has to move in with their sibling. And kind of coming of age, finding themselves, a little bit of a romance, and it was so cute. Like, the cover's so cute. When it came out last year, I was like, oh my god, I have to read that. So this is my time. I'm going to be reading that on audio. The next challenge is to do a buddy read with someone who shares your Lilith sign, and I put out the call on Twitter, and a wonderful woman named Elizabeth messaged me back, and we are going to be reading The Last Wish by Andrzej Sapkowski, the author of, it's the first book in the Witcher series, or it's the first chronological collection of short stories in the Witcher series. So I'm super excited. I've been meaning to start that series ever since the TV show came out. I really want to watch it, but I also want to read the books first, I think, or I want to read this book before I watch the show, because I think the season of the show is based on the stories in this book. I'm getting off topic, but I'm going to be reading this as an ebook, and I'm really excited about this. I'm just kind of in the mood to read high fantasy. I'm also going to be using The Last Wish to fulfill the challenge of reading a book with a morally gray character. I'm just kind of assuming that he's a morally gray character, because that just seems to be the trend of very popular high fantasy series nowadays. So that's what I'm going to do, and I hope it fits. We'll see. At least one of the main characters has to be morally gray. I feel like that has to happen. For the challenge of reading a book with a mostly black cover, I'm going to be reading The Beautiful by Renee. Ahdieh. This was, oh my gosh, Elsa. This book came out last year and was originally pitched as the book that was going to bring vampires back, which we've all heard. I think it is actually more a supernatural mystery romance thing that's happening in New Orleans in the 1800s, which I'm still very much into. I visited New Orleans for the first time last year, and it was so beautiful and so interesting, and I am excited to read this. I've never read any books by Renee Ahdieh before, so I don't really know what, her writing style is like, but we shall see. Next up is reading a book with dark themes, and for that I'm going to be reading Foul is Fair by Capin. I believe this is a revenge fantasy, killing rapists, which I think fundamentally is kind of a darker theme to handle, both, murder and also sexual assault. But I'm very excited. I feel like this is going to, based on the cover, I just kind of feel like it's going to have more of a Heather's kind of vibe. Heather's Jennifer's Body kind of thing, instead of like being super serious. So I am very excited for this one, and it's also not that long. It's just over 300 pages, so I think I'd be able to read this one really fast. That's what real booktubers do, right? They set up their books behind them after they talk about them. The next challenge is to read a book about something that scares you, and for that I'm going to be reading The Deep by Nick Cutter. I originally found this book because I really wanted to read The Troop by Nick Cutter, which a few other booktubers had read last year and seemed to be a really cool, like, survivalist body horror situation. But The Deep is the only one that my library has on audio, so that's the one I'm going to be reading. And it is about a plague called the Gets, I believe, that sweeps across the country. Very timely, but it's basically a forgetting plague, and this book is about, I believe, an expedition to try and discover a cure or something along those lines. I am very scared of memory loss situations, so I feel like this would be, I like being scared, so we'll see. I hope that I enjoy it. I hope it's not like, too much in the wrong direction for me, but I have good feelings because I'm pretty well able to separate myself emotionally if I'm like really bothered, and then I can just enjoy a book. So we'll see how it goes. I do want to mention, I haven't mentioned the Starless Sea in any videos yet. because it's not the end of the month and I just finished this book last night, but I am literally so obsessed. It is 5 stars. It's one of the best things I've ever read, and I know I just posted a video about like Jane Eyre being my favorite book of all time, but this is a close second. Oh my god, this is like one of the best books I've ever read. I am in love with it. I'm gonna buy a copy, but I hate this cover, so I want to get the UK cover, and I don't even know how I can express how much I love this book. Like it's so beautifully written, and it's about magic and wonder and having belief in the impossible things that create the power of storytelling, and just it was so well done, and I'm getting very emotional, but I loved it so much. It was perfect. I have no complaints. I loved all of it, and everybody should read it. You should read it. I could have read it for mostly black cover, but I thought my library hold was going to expire today, which is before the readathon starts. So please read this. Please, for me. Please read this. It's so good. With that little plug in there, I am going to sign off. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know if you've read any of these books and if you recommend them or don't. Let me know if you are planning to do this readathon and what you're going to read, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!